Nothing in life is easy. Nothing in life is easy. If you want to find easy way out, then of course you are not being grateful. Gratitude has no basis to find an easy way out. A practical way, maybe. Sometimes it's practical, but not to say I want an easy way out. The Buddha said, even if you put your parents' right shoulder and left shoulder for 100 years and take care of them, still you cannot pay back. So let's not think of an easy way out. Let us think in terms of what our gratitude, sense of gratitude must be, and try as much as possible to live up to that. We cannot compromise on that. But today's world, sometimes we look for practical way. Maybe the parents can be looked better if I provide some nurse, if I provide some extra care. Because if I don't work, I won't earn the money to even provide for that facility. That is a different thing. That is a practical way. Because if you don't go to work and look after the parents will go hungry, you will go hungry. So we need to look, because we don't have an extended family nowadays. So many people now either employ a nurse, or sometimes now they send to a nursing home or a home for the aged. But don't just simply send them there. Send them there for their physical comforts and the attention, the better attention that they can get. But make it a point also to give your attention when you can, whenever you can. Don't just simply send them and forget about it. That is not the way. You must still go and give your time, give your love, give your affection, give your gratitude, show your gratitude in person. You have to give time. So that is what should be the way. And I understand that when you say that children are suffering, that they also have problems of their own. They also have other responsibilities, particularly to go and earn something and to look after their own family. But it doesn't mean that you neglect the other side. Find some way of having a balance, a harmony. The Buddha always talked about harmony, balance, the middle way. Don't ignore, at the same time, don't do everything that is going to make a bigger problem for you, your children, and also your parents. The parents, out of the love for children, go and express their love by material. They are trying to buy by material ways the children's love back for them. They think that if they give a lot to the children also will love them. And then the children ask for more and more and more. This problem is mostly not in Taiwan only, but mostly in any society where there is the affluent class. Affluent means very well-to-do. You give them the shoe, they want Nike, otherwise they are not going to school. And usually these children go to special school where everybody is wearing Nike. Papa, how can I wear this? Everybody having Nike. Everybody got Gucci belt. Everybody got all this fantastic brand name. And they want this all the time. This is not the problem of the parents, not the problem of the children, but the problem of society. Society has come like that. So our job is to change that society. So we read in Taipei how to bring up children and how parents time. By example, the parents themselves must show the right example. So the best way we can help is make the parents come for our programs. Make the parents mix with other Dharmaputris and Dharmaputras to see that there is another way, not necessarily by money. You cannot get this by money. When they realize that they are in the wrong way, they change, the parents change, and hopefully the children will be taught in another way. Sometimes the problem is so chronic, went so far for so many years, it's difficult to change. Maybe you think it's difficult, but when they mix around, where every one of you is not having 90, he doesn't feel he must have 90. Because sometimes we come barefooted, we don't even have shoe. Doesn't care what shoe you wear. I don't wear shoe and come inside the vihara or the temple. Then he says, hey, this is different. Then they always know what shoe you wear, what shirt you wear, how much in your purse, which restaurant you go, what all the material things they compare. That is the culture that has come up. Our traditional culture didn't have this. Our traditional culture was full of humility, full of compassion, not show off, full of face. We don't do things to embarrass ourselves. Embarrassment means very, very big punishment. That is our culture. Chinese culture, Japanese culture, Korean culture. Face is so important. So we develop this culture only by bringing them to this kind of environment. And that is why I keep on saying parents are duty bound. And you as Dharmaputris and Dharmaputras are duty bound to mix and be close to each other. Imagine if you, or not you, these children who are spoiled, are all growing together from small, and the parents are all together all the time. Every month you meet, every month you have puja, every month you have activity, every time you telephone each other, you meet each other. Your parents know the children, children know the parents. These children are different. Not the one that is following the Western style. Not the ones who see the TV advertisements. But this they see the Buddha's advertisement, the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha Dhamma, and how to live and practice and benefit and develop yourself through the Buddha Dhamma. So that is the only answer. There is no other answer. If there is such families or family, please make an effort to come here, because this is not the kind of value we have. You can see it very clear. Very, very clear. We are all very simple, very easy, very friendly, very warm, very compassionate, very kind. Not because you are rich, not because you are some big tyco, because you are a human being. And you are a Dharmaputri or a Dharmaputra. So we have the answer. The answer is to be involved and also to be closer to each other. And then the culture will be different. Our culture is completely different, and that is the alternative that can change. No other way. How to make Buddhism more lively? Was today lively or not lively? You sang a song, you met so many wonderful people. Not lively? You want more lively?
如何令佛教活泼一点？请问你今天的场面活泼吗？我们唱了歌，碰到了这么多可爱的朋友，你说还不够活泼吗？
this is only a small beginning. The little time I have can only show little bit, but there's so much we can do. I agree with you. We must have more fellowship. We must have more interaction. We must have more friendliness. Because that is what the Buddha taught, that we must have more closer relationship. Today we cannot talk all these things and do all these things, but we are going to introduce one program very soon, hopefully. I told you, the program for worshipping and honoring mother and father. That whole program also involves the child going to a place where there are other children not so fortunate, not so lucky, and making a very good dana, a very good charitable act. Then we want to have children to have camps, have games, have all kinds of activities. Put on a play. Have the life of Siddhartha as a play. Produce a play, stage show. There is Angulimala stage show. So many things. But Mr. Cheng, Professor Cheng, Mrs. Fu cannot do alone all these things. We want youngsters like you. I'm so happy that you have expressed this requirement, this desire, this want to bring more lively activity. In the Buddha's time, the Buddhist community was always smiling. Even the Buddha, when you look at his statue, always smiling, because happiness is there all the time. Always. We must have smiling Dhammaputras and Dhammaputris. But this can only happen if we all get together. There are many ways we can do it. I will help you in many programs we will introduce, but please support. Very important. If you don't support, it becomes only an idea. Even to start the puja, it was so difficult for me. But now people are following. So, as Confucius said, first step is difficult. But once you take the first step, the second, third, fourth, fifth is easier and easier. Then we will realize what you want. And what many youngsters, many young boys and many young girls, many children want. We want to make even studying Buddhism lively. Not just study, but by role play, by experience, by experiment, by talking, by learning, by acting, all kinds of things. The usual case. This is some exceptional cases. And some of these exceptional cases are even more complicated, more complex, even worse than this. I have been asked by, sometimes in tears they stand up and say, Dato, you asked to show filial piety. My father abused me. My father abused me as a child, and you tell me to express filial piety. How is it possible? I hate my father. He had done so many bad things to me. Even worse than your case of divorce. Right? Now, there are two things that you have to bear in mind. Because you hate your father, or because you hate your mother, not out of your own fault, because they did something wrong. What the wrong is doesn't matter. Whether they abused, or whether they left you, abandoned you. There are so many families, the father or mother abandon the children. Can you expect them to show filial piety? You can't. That is the normal situation. Because you have grown up with so much of suffering and hatred and anger. That is the normal expectation. But as Buddhist children, you can develop an understanding that although you do not love your father as a normal child would, you can forgive him. There is no need and no purpose and no benefit by being angry against your father or for that matter anybody. You carry anger in yourself, it is going to hurt you. If you follow the Buddhist Dharma, it will hurt you. All you got to do is just forgive. I forgive him. This is some karmic cause or rightening of some unwholesome karma I happen to be facing. And let me get on with my life. But don't have to worry too much about it. It is natural to have this situation. But the important thing is, this is not a normal situation. Divorce is taking place very many families all across the world. There are so many single parents. And there are some single parents who do not bother about the children. And they leave it in, as you said, grandparents. What do you expect? It's not that the grandparents taught the child in the wrong way, not to like the parents. It is a natural thing. The child can easily feel that. But sometimes you get some exceptional children who can even come out of that. They feel whatever right or wrong, this is my father, this is my mother. They go and search, some of these children go and search for their biological father and biological mother. They search because they feel empty. And over the years, maybe the parents will feel sorry, feel regretful, feel remorse, and then they also will accept the mistake. That is a good ending. There are many cases that end like that. But some cases there is no reconciliation. It doesn't happen again in a positive way. No way. Like a roadblock cannot go through. So you live with that realization that what to do, I can't do anything about it. But if you can forgive, that is a wonderful thing. Because the Buddha even forgave serial killers. There is no need to hold grudge because that is part of karmic ripening. So what can you do? But if you keep on harboring, you're not going to improve the situation, but it makes life worse for you. That is all that is to understand and to respond in that.